had absolutely no clue as to what I want to do with it. Because I was working in HP, I was working in Hewlett Packard as a process associate. It was a BPO job that I got just out of my, campus recruitment. I got in and I took it up because it was, in those days, a very well-paying job, and it was also a prestige issue to be, elected by your college and get placed through campus recruitment. So I took it up. So I had absolutely no clue what I'm going to do post that. So I just took it up and I was doing it. But one thing I always knew is I wanted to be an entertainer. I wanted to be on the mic. I wanted to make sure that I create these kinds of energies and synergies and get people to feel it and realize that they have it within themselves. So for all you know, I would just be a catalyst is what I thought. Maybe it's not a difficult job to do. I might just be a catalyst. I talk to people, get them to feel their own energies and feel good about themselves. That's what I do on the radio, right? So when I took it up, there was absolutely no course as such. There was no RJing course, there was no media course, or probably there weren't anything like media journalism courses then, at least that I remember of 12 years ago. Even if you were there, they were not very popular or for anybody to know about. Now that you have all of it, I would say you're in a lot better place. Now that you'll even have fests happening with regard to those subjects and with regard to those genres, you should feel much more lucky or probably much more fortunate enough to know that you can learn from these fests, you can learn from these courses that are there, and you will be in a better footing than what me and Ramakant have already been. I'm sure when he started, he probably wouldn't have heard of these courses hardcore because he started off early as well. I didn't start early, but when I started off, I had no clue at all. It was just like I was dropped into the ocean without knowing how to swim. You learn to swim by yourself. Right now, I would say you don't just have to be dropped into an ocean. You have a well-organized huge swimming pool for yourself. There are trainers who are going to teach you how to swim. There are also lifeguards there who will save your life if you just drown. And there are also other supplementary kind of exercises that will prepare you before you get into the pool. I'm saying this is much better a time for you, a much better space for you, and a much better, if you look at it, framework for you to be dwelling in, for you to be growing in. So make the most of it because you have the resources, make the most of it because you have the opportunities out there. There are news channels, there are radio stations with umpteen numbers in every city now. Every city is constantly looking out for talent. Every media house or a radio station or a newspaper or a television channel is constantly looking out for newer, fresher talent. And if you're going to be spruced and brought up so well with the way you've been put down in this particular framework, all the more reason that you're going to do much better than what we did. So I would just say all the best with that. Like they say, we're not about where and how. I've always believed this. And it goes so well with whatever the tagline of your fest is. It says right here, right now. So we're not about where and how. We're about here and now. The here and now for you, the here and now for you is so much more better. The here and now for you is so much more powerful. The here and now for you is so much more fruitful and has so much in store in future. I would say just make the most of it and always remember the energies are within you. You bring those energies out, what we just did it in the way of noise. Bring out your energies in the way of intellect. Bring out your energies in the way of what you pen down. Bring down those energies in the way of you becoming knowledgeable about people around and the world around. And trust me, those energies will create so much magic for you around. It will create a fortress that nobody can pierce. It will create a fortress, it will create a strong, what you may call, circle around you that nobody can enter and you will rule in that circle. Right? And then it's left for you to decide what you want to do. You want to be a small fish in a big pond, or you want to be a big fish in a small pond. That is left to you. How big you want to make it, you decide that. Because for some people, it's not about the chase, it's about the pace. But for some people, it is about the chase, they don't really care about the pace. I was, for the longest time, about chase. I wanted to get there, I wanted to do that, I wanted to achieve that, I wanted to make sure I reach wherever I wanted to reach. So I never really cared about the pace. So I was running at a lightning speed. But over 10 years or 12 years of me doing radio, me doing, if you want to say media, me doing, if you want to say entertainment, I've now reached a stage where I can command for myself and say that now for me it's not about chase, it's about pace. I want to do things at my pace. So you can always decide whether you want to be about pace or chase, but before that, make sure the here and now is taken care of. You make the most of all that, whether it is in the form of a fest, whether it's in the form of your course in the classroom, whether it's in the form of you honing your own skills in terms of what you want to make for yourself. Do all of that and then you take it out from there. So that's what I would leave you with. And since I'm anyways here, how many of you want to listen to another Professor Ulfat Sultan? Okay, I've stopped doing it on the radio now because it's been 7 years. I know I sound more like a retired kind of a guy. I've done it for 7 years and 10 years on the radio non-stop every single day. So I've kind of taken a break from the entire thing. But however, now since there is a mic and there's an opportunity, I'll do one for you guys. It's only with the permission of your ma'am, if I could. Yeah? So here goes. It might not come exactly the way it comes on the radio, but here it is. Sultan School of Speech. Assalamualaikum सभी को, मैं प्रोफेसर उल्फत सुल्तान, सीखो मेरे साथ इंग्लिश की दो बात. Today's two English word, nose और tongue. Nose को तो तुम्हारे मुंडी के ऊपर दो खड्डे माफिक आउटलेट नहीं देखो. Which tongue को तो तुम्हारे मुंह के अंदर वो मीट का पीस एक पेंडुलम माफिक लटकले को नहीं देखो. Which now put it one sentence. Can you touch your nose with your tongue? Hey Aslam, tera nose nahi re, Sakeen tera nose touch kar re, Sakeena ka nahi. But that is so done. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for all your love. It's been one of the longest standing humor characters on radio. It wouldn't have been possible had it not been for your love. You can connect with me more, like because it's more about, Sultan is more about its followers, right? If you don't like it, I will stop doing it. So if you like it, I will continue doing it, though I've stopped doing it on a full-time basis. So there is a page that I have started. It's called facebook.com/njrakesh.sultan. It's a Facebook page, so I constantly keep uploading Sultan's videos, photos of whatever I do and however I do. So you could follow me on that, and I will make sure I constantly give you content. I'll make sure somewhere I'll try and help you with whatever queries you have in terms of growing, in terms of training, in terms of finding avenues. So that's what I would leave you with. Always remember, we're not about where and how, we're about here and now, right here, right now. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Rakesh. That was really amazing. Talking about the first half,